This is the usual suspects from 1995. Söze, California. Smoking a cigarette, the oil is leaking. Burn the body. No.
How you doing, Keaton? I can't feel my legs. Söze. Ready.
Ready for what?
What time is it? 12:30.
They're still hiding the base.
It all started back in New York 6 weeks ago. Stripped gun parts got jacked outside of Queens. The driver didn't see anybody, but he heard a voice. Sometimes that's all you need.
Christ, you guys ever sleep?
We have a warrant for your arrest.
Who wants to know?
Arresting the guy. Criminals.
Hold it!
It's quite simple, really. A restaurant that changes with taste without losing the overall aesthetic. Well, let me give you an example.
This I had to see for myself.
Meeting.
Time for another one. These gentlemen are from the New York Police Department. All matter of a stolen truck loaded with guns.
It didn't make sense that I'd be there. I mean, these guys were hardcore hijackers. I'm scared.
Nothing wrong with the leg.
I knew I hadn't done anything they could do me for. I got to make like I was notorious.
Your number is called. Step forward and repeat the phrase you've been given. Understand?
Give me the keys, you...
Give me the keys, you cocksucker!
Knock it off. Get back. Number 3, step forward.
He's just slapping.
The whole rap was a setup.
Hand me the keys, you...
It was all the cops' fault. You don't put guys like that into a room together.
Hand me the keys.
They drilled us all night. Somebody was pissed about that truck getting hijacked and the cops had nothing. I mean, our rights went right out the window. It was a violation. I mean, disgraceful. They went after McManus first. Top-notch entry man.
What truck?
Told us another story altogether.
Oh, is that the one about the hookup with dysentery?
When it came to the job, he was right on. A smart man.
What are you saying?
I want my lawyer. I'm gonna have your... I live in Queens. Did you put that together yourself, Einstein? What, you got a team of monkeys working around the clock on this?
You know what happens if you do another turn in the joint?
I'll charge you when I'm ready.
With what?
You know damn well, dead man.
But Keaton was the real prize for them.
I mean, I've been walking around with the same face, the same name.
Ow! Do something about it. I didn't hold it every 5 minutes. So I did a little time. A truck finds for every time.
Guys don't have any probable cause.
Right. You do sometime, never let you go. You know, it treat me like a criminal.
You are a criminal. Rumor has it Keaton's gone straight. I hear he's tapping Edie Finneran.
Who's that?
A criminal lawyer from uptown, and I hear she's Keaton's meal ticket.
What kind of retainer are you giving her?
Oops.
Tell him to keep quiet.
Dean Keaton, was it you that hit that truck?
Nah, forget him. Did you get to talk to your lawyer?
You and 4 dummies. PD are paying homeless guys $10 a head half the time.
So why the hell was I a strip search?
It was the feds. Comes down on top of NYPD looking for answers. They come up with us. They're clutching at straws.
The guy's finger mine.
Is it Friday already?
Want a piece? Jump in, I love you.
I want to know is who's the gimp?
He's okay.
Says you. How do I know that? What about a pretzel, man? What's your story?
People say I talk too much.
Yeah, I was just going to tell you to shut up.
90 days, suspended.
So you did it.
All right, now look. Figure we owe it to ourselves to salvage a little dignity. Fenster heard about a little job.
Why don't you just calm down?
What do you care what he has to say?
I got to say, and I know Fenster's down. What about you, guy?
I'm interested, sure.
Exercise my right to free assembly.
Why don't you just shut up?
The pipe.
I don't want to hear anything from you. I don't care about your job, but you can all go to hell.
Some strong words.
Keaton, gone the high road.
5 of us being brought in on a trumped-up charge to be leaned on by half-wits. Cops never figured out, and what I know now was that these men would never break, never lie down, never bend over for anybody.
Agent Jack Bayer, FBI. How many dead?
15 so far. They're still pulling some bodies out of the water, though. Yeah, there's 2.
One guy's in county hospital, but he's in a coma. This place sealed off. If you have any questions, give him a call.
He's still burning. Someone's there.
His lawyer shows up 5 minutes later. There he comes out of the office looking like the boogeyman smacked him around. They cut him a deal.
Well, did they charge him with anything?
Yeah, weapons. This thing has turned political. The mayor was here last night. The Muta Sky is protected from up on high by the Prince of Darkness. Take my word for it.
I gotta see him, Jeffrey.
Dave, no, I
Listen,
can't.
you gotta do this for me. I came a long way for this.
Dave, please. Even if I let you talk to him, he won't talk to you. Interrogation rooms are all wired.
I quit. This won't be an interrogation time.
He will not go into the interrogation room.
Then someplace else. Then.
Where?
Where's the dope?
Inside the
If it was a
jail.
hit, who called it in?
Man, the guy's got total immunity. His story checks out. He doesn't know what you want to know.
I don't think he does. 27 men died on that pier. For what looks to be $91 million worth of dope that wasn't there. Sure, Dean Keaton's dead.
He's dead. Tough a guy you say this Keaton was. Nobody on that boat could have come out alive.
English, and he lapsed.
Hungarian.
I don't know. I think that might have been what it was.
Yeah,
I put on one of these.
Burn victims are very susceptible to infection. And of course, there's no smoking.
And you should done the no smoking from the beginning before they come into the hospital.
Burns over 60% of his body. A number of his ribs are broken.
Call hospital security. Get a man put on the door. Joel? Yeah, Bayer, down there in Lake County. Look, the guy they pulled out of the harbor is
It's like a dark night.
Shut up, I'm on the phone. Yes.
Holger Schramm, zum Kaiser Söze. Nemete!
It's recorded.
Söze!
Yeah, call Dan Metzheiser over Justice and find Dave Kuya.
I want to ask you a few questions before you go.
What about?
About Dean Keaton, mostly.
Can I get some coffee?
Let's talk about the lineup.
I'm really thirsty. I used to dehydrate as a kid. One time it got so bad my piss come out like snot. I'm not kidding. It was all thick and...
Get me one, too, while you're at it.
Get the man a copy.
Tension is a killer. I used to be in a barbershop quartet in Skokie, Illinois. So stressed in the morning, you know.
Verbal, you know we're trying to help you.
I like cops. I would have liked to have been a Fed myself, but my CP always...
Verbal, you're not telling us everything. I know you know something. I just want to hear your story.
It's all there. May I have a cigarette?
According to your statement, you're a short con operator. Run a milk.
It's trying to do something.
According to your statement, you're a short con operator.
Know a religious guy named John Paul?
You know Ruby's in Attica?
He didn't have my lawyer.
I know Ruby. Now, I know your testimony is sealed. Ruby's well-connected. He's got a lot of friends inside, do a lot of favors for him. How to spot a murderer. All in jail overnight. The next morning, whoever's sleeping is your man. You see, if you're guilty, you know you're caught. You get some rest. You let your guard down. I'm smarter than you. And I'm going to find out what I want to know. And I'm going to get it from you whether you like it or not.
He's threatening.
Picking beans in Guatemala, we used to make fresh coffee. Right off the trees, I mean. I'm in a police station.
Can we get started again?
Now, what happened after the lineup?
I mean, can you believe that? You weren't even charged. Police. I'm going to have this thing in front of the grand jury by Monday.
Look, I don't want to talk about it, Edie, okay?
Some more time to think about the best. Just a little more time.
I know you cover my tracks. They're still going to find out about me.
Go to the grand jury. You know, this isn't going to stop if we didn't.
It's never going to stop, period.
Don't give up on me now, Dean. I love you.
They ruined me in there tonight.
Just
I
ignore
love
that.
you. Do you hear me? Let's go to my place.
Very intense.
AG proposition. A fast jump, high risk, long money. We all knew it could be done. 5 men meant Keaton took convincing.
New York's finest taxi service.
They don't operate anymore.
McManus has a friend in the 14th precinct. They're coming out for one job. Have to come.
What's it to you whether I do it or not?
Look at me. I need this. Oh, you're telling me you don't need this? And you look like you got a good little scam going with this lawyer. Oh!
Yes, punching.
It's okay. As long as you could ever get, they'll never let you go. Now, this way we hit the cops where it hurts and we get well in the meantime.
Sometimes good.
Forget it. I got a way to do it without killing anyone, but like I say, they won't let me in without...
3 million?
Money.
It was a ring of corrupt cops in the NYPD that ran a high-profit racket, driving for a few $100s a mile. You got your own blue and white and a police escort. They even had their own business cards. Internal Affairs have been waiting to catch them in the act, and that's where we came in.
Will this get me to Staten Island? You kidding me? This will get you to Cape Cod.
Hockney supplied the hardware. I came through with how to do it so no one got killed. But Keaton Keaton put on the finishing touch.
Come on, asshole. Drop it! Hurry up! Drop it! Stupid asshole!
You want a buckshot shampoo, Chubby?
Afternoon, my little pork chop.
Hurry up! Come on!
Now the money.
There's no money. Give me the money right now! Give me the
No
fucking
money.
money! Give me the money! Hurry up!
The planet.
Holy shit!
Brass was on the scene before the police were. Strauss and Rizzi were indicted 3 days later. Everybody got it right in the ass, from the chief on down. It was beautiful.
The feds come.
Redfoot never comes to see me. I always go to see him.
Well, man, is that you and Fenster are off honeymooning in California while the rest of us are sitting here holding our...
Job's over. Cool it. It's a good place to lie low for a while.
You want to dance?
Looks like they're about to kiss.
You expect me to believe that he retired for a woman? Keaton was using her.
He loved her.
Sure. Who else would know the taxi service better? The job had his name written all over it. Don't sell me the hooker with the heart of gold.
You got him all wrong.
Keaton was under indictment a total of 7 times while he was on the force. Reversed their testimony to the grand jury or died before they could testify. Nail him for fraud? He spent 5 years in Sing Sing. He killed 3 prisoners inside. He died in a fire 2 years ago during an investigation into the murder of a witness who was going to testify against him. They said he went in to check a leaking gas, all of Dean Keaton with it. Witnesses, they were dead. One killed himself in his car. The other fell down an open elevator shaft.
Yeah, wait, just
That's
hold
tense.
on. Ask this man about the shootout in the harbor. Ishit van Shegeteni Teget. He says they were buying dope. We know. Know what they were buying, but not dope. People.
Paprika.
The devil looked him in the eye.
I'm on my way.
No. Wait a minute. Wait. Who's the devil? Okay, Kia is there, the Kitlata.
Kaiser Söze.
He was in the harbor killing many men.
He saw Kaiser Söze.
His face.
All right, look. Yeah. Tell him to tell her what he looks like.
Because he never profited from his alleged death, and because we convicted someone else of the murder we try to pin on him, but you say you saw Keaton die. I think you're covering his ass and he's still out there somewhere. That is, he's using you because you're stupid and you think he's your friend. You tell me he's dead, so be it. What lawyer, Verbal?
You know, back when I was in that barbershop quartet in Skokie, Illinois.
You don't think I know you held out on the DA? You'll be on the phone to Ruby Deemer in 10 minutes.
The DA gave me immunity.
Not from me. You get no immunity from me, you piece of shit. Every creeping scumbag that walks the street for a living will know the name of Verbal Kint. That precious immunity they seem so fit to grant you won't be worth the paper the contract put out on your life is printed on.
Kobayashi.
Is he the one that killed Keaton?
Kobayashi.
No. But I'm sure Keaton is dead. Listen, met McManus's fence. Redfoot should have known better.
How you doing?
This guy from the Max.
Plain. How's it going, Fister?
Redfoot, Dean Keaton, Todd Hockney, and Verbal Kint.
Verbal. Man with the plan, huh?
It's the job.
This is a jeweler out of Texas named Saul. Reappraisals for people. Sometimes he buys, sometimes he doesn't. Anyway, the word is he carries around a lot of cash.
What about security?
A couple of bodyguards. Nothing you couldn't handle.
Give me time to check it out. All right.
Enjoy L.A., huh? Get yourself laid.
Hey, that you and your spook cost.
Well, the way I hear it, you did time with old Spook.
You hear it from me and Elder, from somebody else later.
Just out of curiosity, was it business or personal?
Bit of both.
Like I said, you give me a call if you're interested, huh? One job! It's a good one, Keaton.
Good one.
He can convince anyone he's someone else, but never himself. It took one day with McManus nagging, and we went back to work.
And I look in the backseat of the other car, and this woman's totally naked.
I'm telling you for the last time.
Give me the... Hey, don't move!
That's a good job. Keeping spacey.
Bad day.
Looks like a lot of China. Look, I'm doing it. I'm gonna kill him.
Look, we did it your way. Now we're going to do it my way.
Are you gonna kill him?
I'm going to deal with it.
What that is?
What do you mean you don't know? Shut up.
I don't know. Thrown this job by some lawyer.
Yeah? Who?
I don't know. Some line called me last night. He says he wants to meet you guys.
No problem.
I don't
Let's
like
go.
it, Dean. I don't like it. Wait a minute. One more thing, tough guy.
Do me a favor, right?
No. No.
Put a leash on that puppy. You know, it's an awful shame about Saul getting whacked. You have a sweet night, ladies.
The guy knows.
Been in L.A. County talking to a guy they pulled out of a drain pipe in San Pedro yesterday after the shootout. Time to negotiate that kind of product, and no means to move it.
Yeah.
Did he mention Kaiser Söze? Who? Just bear with me here.
Who's Kaiser Söze?
I am Mr. Kobayashi. I have been asked by my employer to bring a proposal to you. He does not expect all of you to live, but those of you who do will have $91 million to divide between you.
Who's your boss?
It's a lot of money.
I work for Kaiser Söze.
Who's Kaiser Söze?
Judging by the sudden change in mood, Mr. Kint, I feel sure the rest of your associates
An order.
belonged to Mr. Söze, and which was destined for Pakistan to be used in a nuclear reactor. Fellow shipping the steel was working for Mr. Söze without his knowledge. Earlier this year, Hockney stole a truck carrying gun parts through Queens, had no knowledge. Which brings us to Mr. Kint. One of
That
Mr.
guy still
Söze's
much
less
information.
than intelligent couriers was taken in a complicated confidence scam. Was relieved of $62,000. Intention was to approach you after your apprehension in New York. Mr. Redfoot knew nothing. Mr. Söze rarely works with the same people for very long, and they never know who they're working for. Have stolen from Mr. Söze, Mr. Fenster. All of you. That you did not know you stole from him is the only reason you are still alive.
How do we know you work for Söze?
Responsible for the murder of Saul Berg and his bodyguards. And Mr. Redfoot can testify to your is narcotics. He has been competing, shall we say, with a group of Argentinians for several years. Söze would like you to get to the boat and destroy the cocaine on board.
Give me one good reason why I shouldn't kill you right now.
From Mr. Söze.
And what's the game? All their parents or
You
something.
got my whole life in here. Everything I've ever done since I was 18.
Everybody I've ever worked with or did time with. Who's that guy you used to talk about Söze? He always made 5 times more money than the job was worth.
I could be LAPD. It's a.
There is no Kaiser Söze.
Used to be Turkish. Some say his father was German. Nobody ever believed he was real. Nobody ever knew him, or anybody could have worked for Söze. You never knew. That was his power. Greatest trick the devil ever pulled was convincing the world he didn't exist. You didn't need guns or money or even numbers. You just needed the will to do what the other guy wouldn't. Come into power, and then they come after Söze. He was small time then, just running dope, they say. Come to his home in the afternoon, looking for kids in the house, and decide to wait for Söze. He comes home to find his wife and children screaming. The Hungarians knew
They're killing.
Söze looks over the faces of his family. Then he showed these men of will what will really was. He tells him he would rather see his... He lets the last Hungarian go. He waits until his wife and kids are in the ground, and then he goes after the rest of them. He burns down the houses they live in. He's gone. Underground. Nobody's ever seen him since. He becomes a myth, a spook story that no one ever really believes.
Do you believe in him, Verbal?
I don't believe in God, but I'm afraid of him.
You could
And the only
pity
thing
him.
that scares me...
Violence, Söze in D.C. Been a hobby of his for a couple of years. A lot of guys equate him to that reporter on The Incredible Hulk, trying to walk out of a hospital on a fried drumstick because he's afraid of Söze.
I told it like it happened on the boat. So what if I left out how I got there? It's so full of holes the DA would have told me to blow amp.
That's why you never told the DA.
Well, you tell me, Agent Kuyan. If I told you the Loch Ness Monster hired me to hit the harbor, well, Kaiser Söze or whatever you want to call him, he knows where I am right now. He's got the front burner under your ass to let me go so he can scoop me up 10 minutes later. Thanks, Dave. Bang up job so far. Extortion, coercion. You'll pardon me if I ask you to kiss my... You think you can catch Kaiser Söze? You think a guy like that comes this close to getting caught and sticks his head out? My guess is you'll never hear from him again.
More stories.
Note wishing us good luck and took a chunk of the money we'd scraped. About tracking him down and ripping his heart out. Also, Kobayashi told us where we could find Fenster.
We gotta bury him.
With what?
With our hand.
Oh, this is nuts. If the surfers are gonna smell them a mile away. Oh, you peg leg, but I can run. I got no problem with that.
You run, and we're gonna be digging a hole for you. You got that? We did more jobs, and I saw more money than you can ever count. So, because now it's payback!
It's not payback!
It's a long
It's
speed.
precaution. You want payback, you want to run, I don't care.
I'm doing this for me. This Kobayashi bastard is not gonna stand on me.
Didn't you say anything?
Believe me, I tried, but Keaton wouldn't have it. It was too far-fetched for him. There's no mystery to the street, no arch criminal behind it all. If you got a dead body and you think his brother did it, you're gonna find out you're right.
Coming up.
Okay, only one there.
Do it now.
Mr. Söze will be most upset.
Listen, you cocksucker, there is no Kaiser Söze. You mention his name again, I'll kill you right
My employer has made up his mind. Does not change it. I give you, Mr. McManus. I most sincerely do. What you threaten me with is ludicrous in comparison to what will be done to me if I do not carry out my orders in full.
I'm the guy that's gonna get you.
Oh, Mr. Keaton, believe me, Mr. Söze is very real and very determined.
We'll see.
Me in, Mr. McManus. You will let me finish my business with Miss Finneran first, won't you? For an extradition deposition. I requested she be put on the case personally.
Yeah, there's another girl.
You're lying.
While she's here in Los Angeles. Never leaves her side for a moment. Thought you would be glad to know she's in good health. See you on Friday. If I see you or any of your friends before then, Miss Finneran will find herself the victim of a most gruesome violation. Only castrate Mr. McManus's nephew, David. We'll take care of the two bodies downstairs. We'll add them to the cost of Mr. Fenster.
There's no telling how many more are gonna be below deck.
We stealth these guys?
Yeah, even if one of us gets through and jacks the boat, we still get nothing.
What if we wait for the money?
In my opinion, it can't be done. Anybody goes in there is not coming out alive.
I'm gonna wait for the money.
If I'm going in, I want a cut.
Me too.
I just can't believe we're gonna walk into certain death.
Mission.
Package has arrived, John.
Setting a bomb or something. C4.
I would be if I didn't have to stop and answer you.
I'm ready. McManus, you better be set up in 10 seconds. Don't get out of this. I want you to take the money and go.
Keaton, I can't.
Find Edie. Tell her what happened. Tell her everything. She's my way. She'll get him her way.
What if
Please, just do what I say. Tell her I tried.
I'm there. Oswald was...
Is there a problem?
So you can just see the sniper. In 30 seconds. Yeah, yo.
Boom, bada bing, bang, boom. Elvis has left the building.
CMGs. Separated. It's 10.
Why didn't you run? I froze up. Wondering how he looked when we buried him. And then I thought about Keaton. It looked like he might pull it off.
The boat burned, shot twice in the head. 2 guys from the Bureau just identified him.
What else?
Stay quiet. He's here. I know he's here. That's him. I know he's here. Hear me. I'm telling you, it's Kaiser Söze!
What? You heard me, you dumb punk. There's no coke. Nothing. No.
I'm out of here.
The guy is scared.
Strangest thing.
Actor.
And that's what you say in your statement. You saw a man in a saw Kaiser Söze. You told the DA you didn't know who it was.
I know there was dope on that boat.
Stop stalling, Verbal.
I'm not stalling.
You know what I'm getting
Get
at.
out of my face.
You know what I'm getting at, Verbal. Yes,
I don't
you
know what
do.
you're talking about.
The truth.
I did.
You're lying to me.
I am not.
You've known this whole
did see Keaton get shot. I swear to you.
Then why didn't you help him? Why didn't you help him? He was your friend.
I was afraid. Okay? Afraid.
I knew it was Kaiser Söze.
But Keaton...
It was Kaiser Söze, Agent Kuyan. I mean the devil in... How do you shoot the devil in the back? What if you miss?
He's from the first part. He's hiding there.
Pigeon for the Justice Department. He swore out a statement to federal marshals saying that he had seen...
Never heard of him.
His own people were selling him to a gang of Hungarians. Most likely the same Hungarians that Söze all but wiped out back. One guy that could incriminate Kaiser Söze.
I said I never heard of him.
But Keaton did. Edie Finneran was Marquez's extradition advisor. She suicide mission to whack out the one guy that could finger Kaiser Söze. So Söze put some thieves to it. Knew that Söze could find you anywhere. Why did he give you the money to run? He could have used you on the boat. Without a loyalty in the world, finds it in his heart to save a worthless rat cripple. No, sir, what? Form story for a minute. Even if I did, I certainly don't believe he would send you to protect her.
Because he was my friend.
No, Verbal. He wasn't your friend. Keaton didn't have friends. It was his will. Keaton was Kaiser Söze.
No.
The kind of man who could wrangle the wills of men like Hackney and Mina through all his years of contacts in NYPD. The kind of man who could have killed Edie Finneran yesterday at a hotel in Pennsylvania. Shot twice in the head.
This is
What do you think
Söze.
about Keaton now? He used all of you to get him on that boat. He couldn't get on alone. He had to pull the trigger himself to make sure he got his man. You said you saw him die. Heard the police cars. You said you heard the shot before the fire. But you didn't see him die. We were close, you said it yourself. Where was the political pressure coming from? Why were you being protected?
Fester, McManus, or Hockney, why me? I'm stupid, I'm a cripple, why me?
Because you're a cripple, Verbal. Because you're weaker than them. If what you say is true, then it won't matter.
It was all Keaton. We followed him from the beginning. Yeah. I saw him die. I believe he's dead. Oh, right. No way. I'm not bait. I post today.
You posted 20 minutes ago. Captain Leo wants you out of here ASAP, unless you...
But I'm not a rat, Agent Kuyan. Cops.
Can I use your fax machine?
One watch, gold. One cigarette lighter, gold.
Kaiser Söze or no Kaiser Söze. If Keaton is alive, he's not coming up again.
There's not a rumor that doesn't die.
Bill Horror Show? See my garage.
What did he realize?
Convince me.
What we need to do is think. Think back.
I'm sure you've heard many tall tales.
Bricks Marlin.
This isn't right.
I just want to hear your story.
In California, his name is Redfoot.
It's a gift from Mr. Söze.
Talk to me, Verbal.
What about Redfoot?
Mr. Redfoot. Myths and legends have
Kobayashi.
I'll never see him again. Back when I was picking beans in Guatemala, we used to make fresh coffee.
And tell me every last
Strangest
See the guy alone.
What lawyer, Verbal?
I am Mr. Kobayashi.
Kobayashi. Kobayashi.
Tell me every. Convince me. Convince me. That works the street for a living will know the name of Verbal Kint. The cripple, did you see him? The cripple, which way did he go?
You say something.
I'm smarter than you, and I'm gonna find out what I want to know, whether you like it or not.
To a cop, the explanation
Give him
there's
a
no
brief.
mystery in the street, no arch criminal lives at all.
Somebody with power.
There was
Somebody
a
has
Söze this close to getting caught and sticks his head out.
You get no
Kaiser Söze. What I want to know is who's the gimp.
You know the whole...
I'm sure Keaton is dead.
I can't feel my legs.
Tell me you got the cripple in there from New York.
Yeah.
He mentioned Kaiser Söze.
Who?
After that, guesses you'll never hear from him again.
He is Kaiser Söze.
The greatest trick the devil ever pulled was convincing the world he didn't exist. Like that, he's gone.
This kind of amazing ending, very plot twist at the ending. This is really well done. Really enjoyed it. John, the